What would happen if Iran dropped the most powerful nuclear bomb ever made on New York City? Would you survive? Now imagine it detonates above Midtown Manhattan. Within seconds, a fireball 2 miles wide erases everything instantly. The Empire State Building and Times Square are gone, and nothing remains. Not a tower, person, or homeless person survives. At 4 miles out, the blast wave levels everything in every direction. The Brooklyn Bridge collapses into the East River. Wall Street is destroyed, and every tunnel running under New York City caves in simultaneously. At 15 miles out, JFK Airport is wiped off the map, and the Statue of Liberty falls into the New Jersey River. Neighborhoods such as Bushwick and Jackson Heights are reduced to rubble in seconds. At 20 miles out, refineries along the New Jersey coastline explode, feeding firestorms that burn for weeks across the tri-state area. At 35 miles out, cities like Stanford and Long Beach suffer from windows shattering, buildings cracking, and entire neighborhoods lose power instantly.
Just take a look at the latest headlines coming out all across the news media outlets. America is preparing for nuclear war with Russia and China as a bombshell plan is leaked. Fears of global conflict are soaring. And again, you can see the date, Wednesday, August 5th, 2026. U.S. drafts new nuclear strategy in case of regional conflict with China and Russia. The Pentagon draws up new nuclear weapons strategy for war with Russia and China. Here's another one coming out from NBC News. Pentagon drafting a new U.S. nuclear strategy in case of a regional war with China or Russia. Sources are saying Pentagon eyes tactical nuclear shift to detour China and Russia without global escalation. This is all just starting to pour in today. The Pentagon is developing a new U.S. nuclear strategy in case of a regional war with China or the Russian Federation. And U.S. said to plan shifting nuclear strategy to China and Russia, coming out 11 hours ago. Now, this all comes as more than half of some of the U.S. weapons stockpiles used in the Iranian war, raising concerns about the Chinese threat. We're hearing strategically that the United States has lost a lot of its defense missiles, its arsenals, its munitions, and this is the ideal time for a potential conflict with the United States as we're running low. We're hearing these warnings coming out regarding China. Now, in addition to that, we're also hearing with the conflict with Iran that things are continuing on, and a new state has just been announced today hit by cyber attacks. New Jersey has been identified. 2 New Jersey municipal water systems targeted in cyber attacks. Iran remains the prime suspect in the cyber attacks, according to sources. And Iran used the water hacks to intimidate, not to cripple, experts are saying, sending a message to the United States regarding this conflict. But like I said, the main headlines coming out today is the concern as the Pentagon is releasing this information that they are beginning to focus on the potential for nuclear attacks, shifting specifically with concerns about conflict rising with Russia and China, and concerns about the United States' readiness for nuclear war.
What would happen if Iran dropped the most powerful nuclear bomb ever made on California? Would you survive? Let's imagine it detonated 2.5 miles above Los Angeles. Within seconds, a fireball, nearly 4 miles wide, forms everything below. Downtown LA, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, erased instantly. No buildings, no people, nothing. At 5 miles out, the blast wave hits. Skyscrapers collapse. Highways twist apart. Cities like Inglewood and Glendale are flattened in seconds. At 15 miles out, entire cities vanish. Pasadena, Long Beach, and Anaheim are wiped off the map. At 25 miles out, the thermal pulse ignites everything from Riverside to San Bernardino. Homes, forests, and fuel stations burst into flames. At the same time, firestorms begin. At 50 miles out, fallout spreads across major regions. Cities like San Diego and Bakersfield are blanketed in radioactive dust as the mushroom cloud rises over 37 miles high. What would happen if Iran dropped the most powerful nuclear bomb ever made on Chicago? Would you survive? Now imagine a nuclear weapon detonates high above downtown Chicago. In less than 1 second, a blinding flash brighter than the sun lights up the entire city. People miles away can see it instantly. Within seconds, a powerful shock wave races outward through the loop. Windows shatter across downtown, and buildings closest to the blast suffer catastrophic damage. Minutes later, emergency services are overwhelmed as roads become blocked and communication networks begin to fail. Within a few miles of the explosion, severe destruction spreads across major parts of the city. Landmarks, businesses, and critical infrastructure could be heavily impacted. As the hours pass, hospitals throughout the Chicago region struggle to handle a massive number of casualties. Neighboring cities begin sending emergency resources. Air traffic is rerouted. Highways become crowded as people try to reach family members in safer areas. By the end of the first day, the economic impact is felt far beyond Illinois, affecting transportation, supply chains, and financial markets across the country.